Alex Carter was leaning against the railing of the observation deck, staring out at the black emptiness of space. The stars stretched endlessly, glittering cold and distant. It had been a routine patrol mission for the Earth Space Alliance, but something unusual had appeared on the scanners. A weak signal, almost like a cry for help, was coming from the edge of the solar system. "That doesn't make sense," said Brian Hale, the pilot, as he checked the readouts. "Nothing should be out there. No ships, no traffic, nothing." Alex shook his head. "Whatever it is, it's damaged. Look at the energy readings. It's barely holding together." Laura Bennett, the medical officer, joined them, her brow furrowed in concern. "If it's alive, we need to get there fast. They might not have much time." The three humans quickly prepared the ship for departure. They ran through the safety checks, ensured life support was stable, and double-checked the coordinates. The signal was faint, but persistent. It pulsed in irregular beats, almost like a heartbeat. As the ship moved closer to the source, they could see a shape drifting silently in the void. It was unlike anything Alex had ever seen. The vessel was sleek and smooth, made of a metal that shimmered faintly in the starlight. Parts of it were broken, and debris floated around it like lost memories. Brian carefully maneuvered the ship alongside the derelict craft. "Hold steady," he said. "We don't want to hit anything." Alex tapped on his tablet, sending a cautious communication signal. "This is Earth Space Alliance vessel E-17. We come in peace. Do you need assistance?" For a long moment, there was no reply. Then, a voice came through, soft and hesitant. It was not human, yet somehow Alex could understand it. "We are in need. Help, please." Alex felt a shiver run down his spine. They were not alone, and these beings were scared. "Prepare the docking clamps," he said quietly. "We need to get them aboard." The docking was tense. The Lorraine ship shuddered and groaned as it connected to the human vessel. Alex, Laura, and Brian put on their suits and entered the airlock. The interior of the alien ship was dim, lit by faint pulses of light along the walls. A figure emerged from the shadows. It was tall, slender, and had skin that shimmered faintly like moonlight. Its eyes were large, dark, and filled with fear. "I am Riven," the alien said, its voice trembling. We are the Lorraine. Our people. We have been cast out." Alex knelt slightly, trying to appear non-threatening. "We are here to help, Riven. You're safe now." Riven shook its head. "Safe? We have heard of your kind. You are kind, yes, but others. The galaxy. They do not care. They cast us out. We have nowhere to go." Laura stepped forward gently. "Then come with us. Earth will take you in. You will have shelter, food, and medicine. No one will harm you here." Riven hesitated, as if the words themselves were almost unbelievable. "Earth? You would help us? After all the shame? All the exile?" Alex nodded. "Yes. Humans know what it is like to struggle, to be underestimated, to be treated as outsiders. We will help you, because it is the right thing to do." The Lorraine slowly began to board the human ship. Alex and Brian helped guide the younger members, who were weak and scared. Some of them moved awkwardly, their long limbs not built for human-like hauls. Laura led the medical team, checking each of them for injuries and sickness. As the last of the refugees entered, Alex looked around. There were nearly 30 Lorraine, a mix of adults and children. Their eyes held a strange combination of hope and terror. Many of them had scars, not just from battle, but from the long journey through the cold emptiness of space. "How long have you been drifting?" Alex asked softly. "Many cycles," Riven replied. "The galaxy has no mercy. We were accused of crimes we did not commit. Our allies turned against us. Ships that should have protected us destroyed us. We ran, but the fleet pursued. Only a few escaped. Brian whistled quietly. That's horrible. I can't even imagine. Laura put a comforting hand on Riven's shoulder. You are safe now. We will take care of you. Alex guided them to the common area, where the humans had cleared space for the refugees to sit. Rest, he said. Eat if you can. We will handle the ship. Riven moved to the side, watching as their people settled, its head bowed in quiet gratitude. You, humans, you are different. You are not like the others. You do not seek power. You care. Alex smiled faintly. We do what we can. We are not perfect, but we try. As the hours passed, Alex learned more about the Lorraine. Their technology was advanced, but they had been a peaceful species, preferring exploration and knowledge over war. Their exile was not punishment for violence, but for refusing to participate in a brutal campaign demanded by the Galactic Alliance. They cast us out because we would not obey, Riven said. They said we were traitors. They wanted us to destroy worlds, to conquer and kill. We refused. We could not do it. So they labeled us as criminals and sent us away. Alex frowned. And no one in the galaxy helped you? Riven shook its head. No. Many feared them. Many stayed silent. We were alone. Brian leaned back in his chair. Well, you're not alone anymore. Earth will help you. We may be small in the galaxy, but we have courage. Riven's eyes glimmered. You are truly different. You understand. Laura checked the younger Lorraine, Sira, a small girl with silver eyes and trembling limbs. She is malnourished, Laura said quietly. We need to give her food and rest. Alex nodded. Do it. We will make them comfortable. They will not be hunted here. Not by us. Not by anyone. That night, as the human ship traveled back toward Earth's orbit, Alex sat with Riven. The alien looked out at the stars, a mixture of fear and wonder in its eyes. Why do you help us? It asked softly. Alex paused. Because we know what it is like to be underestimated, to be judged unfairly. Humans have been treated like that too. We know how it feels to be alone. You are not alone anymore. Riven's voice was barely audible. Thank you. The next day, as they approached the outskirts of Earth's atmosphere, the refugees began to show signs of hope. Some tentatively explored the ship, fascinated by the simple human designs and technology. The children laughed for the first time in cycles, their voices small but bright in the enclosed space. Laura moved among them, giving medicine, food, and comfort. She noticed Sira looking out a window, her eyes wide as she saw Earth from above. You see, Laura said softly, this is a place where you can start again. Sira nodded slowly. A home? Laura smiled. Yes, a home. Alex and Brian watched from the bridge as Earth grew larger, its blue oceans and green lands spreading beneath them. They knew this was only the beginning. The galaxy might have cast these beings out, but Earth would welcome them. They would offer a new start, and perhaps, in time, teach the galaxy something about humanity. Riven came to the bridge quietly. I do not know how to repay you, it said. Alex shook his head. You don't have to. Just survive. Just live. That is enough. As the human ship entered the outer orbit of Earth, the sun rose over the horizon, bathing the planet in light. It was a new day. Not just for Earth, but for the Lorraine. They had been exiled, hunted, and alone for so long. Yet now they had a chance to live, to heal, and to learn what it meant to be treated with kindness. For the first time since the exile began, the Lorraine felt hope. And for Alex, Laura, and Brian, the first step in a story that would change the course of history had begun. The Lorraine had arrived safely at the space station, orbiting Earth. It was a large structure, built to house humans during long missions and to research distant stars. Now it became a temporary home for the exiled aliens. The humans worked quickly, clearing rooms and setting up beds and supplies for the refugees. Laura Bennett moved among the Lorraine, checking their health. Many were weak and exhausted from the long journey. Some had injuries from the damage to their ship, while others were sick from lack of food and water. She gave them medicine, helped them wash, and offered comforting words. Sierra, the young Lorraine girl, clung to her mother, trembling as she looked around the unfamiliar place. Laura knelt beside her. "It's okay," she said softly. "You're safe here. No one will hurt you." Sierra looked up with wide silver eyes. "Safe?" she asked, as if the word were strange. Laura smiled gently. "Yes, you are safe. We will take care of you." Riven, the leader of the Lorraine, watched the humans with a mixture of awe and suspicion. "Why do you care for us so much?" he asked Alex Carter, who was helping set up living quarters. Alex shrugged. "Humans have learned that helping others is the right thing to do. We know what it feels like to be alone and misunderstood. You are not alone anymore." Riven hesitated, then nodded slowly. We do not know how to repay you." Alex smiled. "You don't have to. Just live. That is enough." Over the next few days, the Lorraine began to adjust to life on the station. They were curious about human technology and culture, asking many questions about food, clothing, and daily routines. The children learned quickly, while the adults moved more cautiously, still wary of the unfamiliar environment. Laura spent much of her time with Sierra, teaching her how to eat human food and drink water from a cup. The little girl laughed softly when she tried the taste of an orange for the first time. It was a small joy, but it meant everything to Laura. Meanwhile, Alex worked with Riven to repair parts of the Lorraine ship that could be salvaged. Although the humans could not fully fix it, they made sure it was safe enough to travel if needed. Riven explained the history of their people, their exile, and the reasons they had fled. "The Alliance forced us to follow orders we could not accept," Riven said. "They demanded that we destroy worlds, kill innocents, and betray our own. We refused. For this, we were cast out, hunted, and abandoned. Many of our friends did not survive." Alex listened carefully, his expression serious. "That is cruel. But you survived. That matters. We will help you recover and find a future here." Brian Hale, the pilot, occasionally joined them, showing the Lorraine simple human devices like navigation panels and communication tools. The Lorraine were fascinated by the small machines, asking questions and trying to understand how humans could live in such confined spaces. One day, a tense moment arrived when a human radar detected a small fleet approaching from the edge of the solar system. Brian checked the screens. "We have company," he said quietly. "Sensors show several unidentified ships. Moving fast." Riven's eyes widened. "The Alliance? They have found us." Alex took a deep breath. "We need to stay calm. We are not defenseless. We will protect this station." The approaching ships paused at the edge of sensor range. Their design was familiar to the humans. They were Alliance scouts, sent to investigate the missing Lorraine. Riven's hands clenched. "They will take us back. They will not listen to reason. And there will do Riven's." Laura stepped beside Alex. "We have to be smart. If we show that we will protect the Lorraine, they might reconsider. But we cannot rely on fear. We need strategy." Alex nodded. "Brian, keep our scanners active. Laura, prepare the medical team. I will talk to Riven. We need to know everything about the Lorraine people and their technology. If we are careful, we can avoid a fight." Riven explained the details of the Lorraine ship systems and defensive mechanisms. Alex listened closely, noting ways humans could use the knowledge to protect the station without attacking. "We won't fight if we can avoid it," he said. "But we will not surrender your people." The scouts sent a signal. Their message was cold and formal. Return the exiles to the Alliance. Failure to comply will be considered an act of hostility. Riven's eyes were full of fear. They will not hesitate to attack. Alex shook his head. We won't let that happen. Earth will not turn away the innocent. That night, the Lorraine gathered in the common area. Many were frightened by the approaching fleet, whispering among themselves. Sira hid behind Laura, clinging to her coat. Laura knelt beside the girl. We are here for you, she said softly. No one will hurt you. You are safe on Earth. Riven spoke to their people in a soft voice. We are not alone anymore. These humans, they are different. They do not seek power over us. They offer safety. We must trust them. My many. Some Lorraine nodded, but others still whispered about the Alliance. They could not believe that any species would risk angering the galactic powers to protect them. The next morning, Alex and Brian ran simulations to prepare for any possible attack. They studied the scouts' movements, calculated trajectories, and tested the station's defense systems. Every action was cautious, every decision precise. Riven watched quietly. You are brave, it said. No one has ever risked so much for us. Alex shrugged. We do not do it for glory. We do it because it is right. You are alive. That is what matters. As the hours passed, the Alliance scouts hovered near the station, observing, but not attacking. They were testing the humans, seeing how far they would go. Riven approached Alex again. Do you think they will leave us alone? Alex considered carefully. I do not know. But we will make it clear that we will not surrender you. They may not understand courage like humans have. They may underestimate us. That can work to our advantage. Laura returned to check on the Lorraine. She found Sira drawing small pictures on a piece of paper, showing scenes from Earth's forests, oceans, and mountains. Do you like it here? Laura asked. Sira nodded shyly. It is beautiful and safe. Laura smiled. That is how it should be. Meanwhile, Riven continued to teach Alex and Brian about Lorraine technology. The aliens were advanced in ways humans had never seen. They used energy in efficient ways, had materials stronger than steel but lighter than aluminum, and their ships could travel long distances with minimal fuel. Alex realized that the Lorraine could be valuable allies, not just refugees, but he also knew that humanity's duty was to protect them, not exploit them. We will learn from each other, he said quietly to Riven. But first, we survive together. Days passed. The Alliance scouts finally moved closer, testing the station's defenses. They fired warning beams and sent signals demanding the Lorraine return. Alex and Brian monitored every move, ready to act if needed. Riven stood at the observation window, watching the approaching ships. Why do you defend us so fiercely? It asked quietly. Alex answered without hesitation. Because no one should be abandoned for doing what is right. We understand what it is like to be misunderstood and punished unfairly. That is why we protect you. Laura joined them, placing a reassuring hand on Riven's shoulder. You are safe with us, you will see. Earth does not abandon those in need. As the sun rose over Earth, casting light on the space station, the Lorraine began to feel hope for the first time since their exile. They were far from home, but they were no longer alone. They were with humans who believed in courage, compassion, and fairness. And for Alex, Laura, and Brian, the challenge ahead was clear. They would protect the Lorraine, no matter what the galaxy sent. They had opened Earth's arms, and now it was time to show that humanity could stand firm, even against the powers of the universe. The exiles, once hunted and forgotten, began to smile. Children laughed. Adults spoke quietly of a future where they could live in peace. For the first time in many cycles, the Lorraine dared to believe that they had found a home. Alex looked at the Earth below, shining blue and green in the distance. We may be small, he said quietly to Laura and Brian, but we can do great things. If we stand together, no one can take this from us. Brian grinned. Then, let's make sure they know that humans are not to be underestimated, Laura smiled softly. We protect them, and we show the galaxy what humanity can do. Riven watched the humans and slowly began to understand something important. These humans were different. They were not just strong in body or weaponry, they were strong in heart, and that strength could change the future for the Lorraine, and perhaps for the galaxy itself. As night fell over the space station, the Alliance scouts hovered silently in the distance. They did not know yet what they had underestimated. But Earth did not fear the challenge ahead. The Lorraine were safe, and the humans had made a choice. They would protect the innocent, no matter the cost. For the Lorraine, hope was a fragile thing, but with humans by their side, it began to grow, strong and bright, like the sun rising over a distant world. Days passed on the station, and the humans and the Lorraine slowly grew used to each other. The aliens were still cautious, but trust was beginning to form. Alex spent long hours with Riven, trying to learn as much as he could about the Lorraine and the truth behind their exile. One evening, Riven asked Alex to follow him to a quiet room. The two stepped inside, leaving the station's busy corridors behind. Riven looked nervous. Its eyes, large and dark, flickered with worry. There is something I must show you, Riven said quietly. The story of our exile. It is not what the galaxy believes. Alex nodded. Tell me everything. We need to know the truth. Riven opened a small device and projected holograms into the air. The images showed the Council of the Galactic Alliance, the powerful governing body that ruled many species. The council members were arguing over orders that Riven and its people had refused to follow. They commanded us to attack a world that had done nothing to them, Riven said. To destroy it, to take its resources, and to kill the inhabitants. We refused. We could not betray our principles. Alex frowned. So they cast you out for doing the right thing? Riven's voice was quiet. Yes, but that is not all. They claimed we had failed to follow orders, labeling us as criminals and traitors. Many believed it. Ships were sent to hunt us down. Worlds we once called allies turned away. We were alone. Alex studied the holograms. The evidence was clear. The Alliance had lied and manipulated other species to hide their own corruption. They wanted to cover up their greed and cruelty by blaming the Lorraine. Why are you showing me this? Alex asked. Riven hesitated. Because you are humans. You have not judged us without reason. You have offered help when no one else would. You may be able to protect us. You may be able to stop them from harming others as they harmed us. Alex felt a weight settle on his shoulders. He had known that helping the Lorraine could cause trouble with the rest of the galaxy, but the truth was heavier than he imagined. The Alliance was corrupt, and Earth was now in the middle of a conflict it had not asked for. We cannot let them continue this, Alex said firmly. We need to take this information to Earth's Council. They must know what we are facing. Amadi. Sins, Riven nodded, projecting more holograms. This time, they showed alliances forming behind the Council's back. Secret meetings where leaders planned to conquer weaker worlds, using fear and deception to expand their power. They call it order, Riven said. But it is tyranny. And if Earth does not act, your world could be next. Alex's mind raced. We will not allow that. But we must be careful. We cannot rush into war. We need strategy. And we need allies. Meanwhile, Laura was helping the Lorraine adapt to life on the station. She noticed that many of them had begun to heal emotionally as well as physically. They laughed quietly in small groups, shared stories of their home world, and began to believe that they could survive. Sira, the young girl, was learning quickly. She mimicked the human speech, asking questions about Earth and its people. Will we see forests like this? She asked, pointing at a digital display showing Earth's landscapes. Laura smiled. Yes. And you will see mountains, rivers, and oceans. You will have a place to live where you are safe. Riven watched these interactions quietly. Its people were fragile, yet full of potential. They had survived exile, and now stood on the edge of a new life. The humans' kindness was changing them, giving them hope they had not felt for cycles. One morning, alarms sounded on the station. Brian Hale ran to the bridge, checking the scanners. The Alliance scouts were approaching again, moving faster this time, sending demands to return the Lorraine immediately. "They are serious," Brian said, his voice tense. "They want them back, and they are not bluffing." Alex took a deep breath. "We cannot give them up, not after everything. We must prepare, but we will do it wisely. We will show them that humans are not to be intimidated." Riven stepped closer. "I should surrender. Perhaps that will protect your people." Alex shook his head firmly. "No, we will not surrender you. You are innocent. You have done nothing wrong. Earth will protect you, and we will face them together." The Council of Earth was informed of the situation. The evidence Riven provided was shared with the leaders. They were shocked to see the corruption in the Galactic Alliance and the lies that had exiled the Lorraine. "It is clear," one council member said, "that these aliens were falsely accused. We will grant them asylum and protection." Alex nodded. "Good. They must feel safe here. And we must be ready for what comes next." Days passed, and tensions grew. The Alliance scouts lingered at the edge of the solar system, observing the station, waiting for any sign of weakness. Alex and Brian worked tirelessly to improve defenses, while Laura and her team ensured the Lorraine remained healthy and calm. Riven shared more of their people's knowledge, teaching humans about energy systems and materials stronger than any Earth technology. Alex realized that the Lorraine were not just victims, they were capable allies, whose wisdom and experience could help humans face the Alliance if conflict became unavoidable. One evening, Riven approached Alex. "You must understand. We are not only survivors. We are capable. And with humans, we can achieve more than we thought possible. But the Alliance, they will not stop easily." Alex nodded. "I understand. And we will stand with you. We will not abandon you." Meanwhile, Sira ran to Laura, holding a small device she had found. "Look," she said. "I made it work." Laura examined it and smiled. The girl had activated a simple human tool, learning quickly. "You are very clever, Sira. You will do great things here." As the station prepared for the possibility of attack, the Lorraine began to show confidence. They trained quietly, learning to work with humans, understanding their technology, and preparing for the unknown. The children played in the halls, their laughter a small but powerful reminder that hope could survive even the darkest times. Alex met with Riven in the observation room once more. The alien projected more holograms of the Alliance's secret plans, showing the moves they had made to expand power by framing innocent species. "This is why we were exiled," Riven said. "We were a threat to their lies." Alex's jaw tightened. "Then, we must ensure the truth is known. If the galaxy sees their corruption, it may stop them." Riven's eyes gleamed with a mix of fear and hope. "Humans, you may be the first to challenge them, first to stand against the lies." Laura entered quietly, holding a tray of food for the Lorraine. She looked at the two and smiled. "You will need strength if you are going to face the future. Eat well, rest. We have a long road ahead." Sira sat nearby, eating slowly, still learning the taste of human food. She looked up at Laura and whispered, "Will we really be safe?" Laura took her small hand. "Yes. We will protect you. You are not alone anymore." The station's alarms blared again. Alliance scouts were testing the station's defenses, sending signals demanding the return of the Lorraine. Alex, Brian, and the station crew stayed calm, knowing that panic would do no good. "We are ready," Alex said to Riven. "We cannot predict everything they will do, but we will protect your people. We will not let them take you." Riven nodded, its long fingers brushing against the projection controls. "Then we will trust you. As we should have trusted no one else." The humans and Lorraine worked together, strengthening the station's defenses, preparing for any possible move from the Alliance. It was tense work, but in those days, bonds formed that could not be broken. Trust grew between the species, and the station became more than a shelter. It became a symbol of hope. As night fell over Earth, the planet glowing softly below, Alex stood at the observation deck with Riven and Laura. They watched the stars, knowing that the Alliance fleet was still out there, waiting, calculating, but they also knew something important. Humanity would not abandon the innocent. They would not bow to fear or lies. Riven spoke quietly. I never imagined a species like yours could exist. One that stands for what is right, even when it is dangerous. Alex smiled faintly. We are not perfect, but we try. That is enough for now. And for the Lorraine, hope grew stronger. They had survived exile, found protection, and now had allies who believed in justice, compassion, and courage. The galaxy had cast them out, but Earth had opened its arms, and together, humans and Lauren would face whatever came next.